We'll be fine.
You think?
Hold on.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We're just going to record a really quick intro.
Okay.
Suthia. Oh. What's that Phil Collins song?
Yeah, studio. I don't know what the fuck it means.
Studio?
Yeah.
Jesus. What you like Phil Collins? He's a very talented individual.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my parents listened to him, so I grew up having to listen to him.
Yeah, your parents are probably the same age as Baz. So
Probably, yeah. I remember he went off on Phil Collins last time.
no, he went off on Phil Collins this time too. That's why I bring it up. I think I might be playing some of that as we go into it. But AnarchoPunk, man, thank you for being on there, man. On here with me. Let's just start it up, all right? So
yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Okay, so that right there was a track called Suicide. Wait, there's a track called Ghost Rider by a band called Suicide. It's a song that appeared on Suicide's debut album, 1977, released in December of that year. Interesting enough, considering the person who suggested that track, vocalist Henry Rollins, formerly of the hardcore group Black Flag, recorded that song for his 1987 debut album, Hot Animal Machine. But anyway, Baz suggested that sometime within this podcast episode. Let's bring everybody up to speed here. Suicide was, I guess, one of the main themes surrounding this podcast. Anarcho, I got you on today for a fifth segment / intro, just because we recorded this upcoming show last week and then just got so busy, crazy with all kinds of shit that it just went on the wayside and didn't get around to editing it until this weekend. So there's a lot of like news stories and some music that's kind of out of date now, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit and kind of get a little bit up to date. Let's bring the episode a little bit more up to date. Were there any big news stories this week or anything that you could think of that we should include?
I mean, I know Kaepernick's always big, especially with you. That's the news story that's garnering the most attention from me.
Yeah. Well, what about punk rock?
Punk rock news. Let's see. We got the new Wolves and Wolves album just came out on Friday. Crossing the Switchblade, incredible album. I've got it on my list for top 10 albums of the year so far. I don't know if it'll live there forever, but it's on there right now.
It's on there right now. Yeah. Look at you. You're getting all prepared for that the Dying Scene end of the year submission, right?
Yes, sir. Better. Always prepared, right?
We definitely played one of their tracks at the end of the show, so that's the final track, man. Always the Rebel.
Nice, good one.
We did play that. One thing is, Elena Venetia right now is at Riot Fest, and that shit is going on currently. It is Sunday. Speaking of fucking football, me and you are sitting here doing this, yapping away, recording this stupid fifth segment intro or whatever, and we could give a fuck less about football, isn't that right?
Football is football. It's not. I can miss it. I'll be fine. Hockey is the god sport. Fuck all the other sports.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. Fuck football. I definitely don't give a fuck about football at all. I don't know why. I just don't. Maybe it's because everybody pays attention to it, and I'm a contrarian. I just naturally want to go against what everybody's doing. Right?
Sounds about right.
Is that like a thing in punk rock, man? I mean, is that something that we all have within us a little bit? If we're partial to the punk rock thing?
It may be. I've noticed that's a similar motif, and I myself am a little bit of a contrarian and a little bit of a swimming against the grain a little bit, so to say.
Yeah. Well. Speaking of Kaepernick, you brought it up. How do you feel about that whole situation, man?
People that are against that are the bane of my existence. I just got out of the homeland back in North Carolina, rural North Carolina, and man, that place is all about standing up for some flags.
Oh man, you must have heard a lot about that, right? While you were there, did you bring this up at all? Did you have any crazy fucking conversations? Any arguments with the local redneck population? No.
No, I've gotten my ass kicked enough. I just stay quiet over in the corner with my beer.
Really?
Yeah. I used to get my ass kicked all the time. I ain't trying to live that life anymore.
Oh man, I get nuts. I get in people's faces and shit. Fuck. And yeah. Anyway,
you guys also get people hopping off motorcycles and attacking you randomly. So
well, they attacked Piazza. They didn't attack me. So, but I was there. So any other tales? To go along with this week, other than you being on vacation in the American South?
No. Let's see. What else we got going on?
How was that? How was your trip down there, man? How was it?
Overall, it was pretty good. I got to catch up with a lot of people. I got to go to the beach. Best beaches in the country, in my opinion. The Outer Banks. You can't beat them. So that was
really.
Nice. I've never been. If you ever get the chance, go to the Outer Banks. Excellent beaches. Nice.
What is so great about those beaches? I'm from Florida. You're in California. We both know about beaches. What the fuck is so good about those beaches?
I don't know. The water is always warm. It's never really aggressively rough, so you don't get a lot of the surfers out there. They go down towards the pier. Never have a problem with parking. It's free to park. There's a decent selection. Everything. It's just nice. The sand is nice. You don't have the out in the west. We got, your ankles get all beat up by the rocks. The rocks are huge and chunky out here. Out there, you got the nice soft sand. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Go out there sometime. Nag's Head.
All right, I'll have to get out there sometime, man. Okay, so but like we said, the main thing that's going on right now, I think, that we could bring people up to date with the most is in Chicago. They're having their version of the Riot Fest, man, and Misfits are playing today. We're recording this right now on Sunday, and I'm sure all this week we're going to hear about Misfits. Is that correct? Just like the Denver show.
I'm sure. Yeah, everybody seems pretty stoked about it. I'm ambivalent about the Misfits, but
what the fuck, man? You too? Now that's something else that came up on this week's show. Couple people had something to say, specifically Jeff Eaton of Modern Life is War. We had him on. He actually co-hosted. We did play your interview with Monty Messick of Dead Fucking Last.
Yeah.
Which I want to talk to you a little bit about really quick. But anyway, Jeffrey Eaton of Modern Life is War, like I said, he was on, and he is not a fan of Catching the Misfits. He says he loves the Misfits, loves all the songs, the classics, but seeing them right now, who cares?
That's kind of how I feel about it. I mean, if they're there, I'd go and see them, but if I missed them or if I passed out, I wouldn't mind it.
Why? What the fuck is going on? You are a contrarian. You are. That's it.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't like sticky bands that much. I like bands that get really aggressive and nasty, and they're just more like the horror punk thing I can do without in general. But if you're gonna listen to it, definitely Misfits are the way to go.
But they created it though.
Yeah. And you got to give them some credit for that. And they're kind of like, in my opinion, the Rolling Stones. It's not my music, but you got to respect them, for sure. Yeah.
And they're all guineas as well, so that's a super plus.
There you go.
But last thing about Riot Fest, Euphoric TV. It's a YouTube channel. One piece of news that caught my eye, that they're live streaming. So I know nobody's going to be able to really, once this episode is out, they're not going to be able to take advantage of that. But that is one thing. They've been live streaming the whole thing. So Misfits.
We've got somebody at the Riot Fest taking pictures. Is that Elena that's putting up pictures on the Instagram? They're looking good.
Oh, it's probably her.
Yeah, check out the Instagram. She's got some good pics up, man.
Sounds good, man. All right, what else? Okay, Kaepernick, Elena, the interview, Monty Messick's Dead Fucking Last. How was that, man?
That was incredible.
What's the deal with that? Where did you go? Where'd you conduct the interview?
We went down to Silver Lake, which, if you're familiar with the Silver Lake Echo Park area,
it's the hipster area, right?
It's You know, it is now. I mean, 10 years ago, it was pretty rough. But yeah, everything down there is getting gentrified and clean.
You know, really quick, I'm sorry, I don't want to throw you off, but I went to Silver Lake once, only went to LA one time. But I was on that show, America's Worst Tattoos.
Okay.
If you guys ever catch it on TLC, it's pretty epic episode. But they flew me out to LA to be on that show, and that's where they did the cover up, was in Silver Lake. So
I'll definitely keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, but go ahead with that.
But yeah, we just we hung out. We met up at a coffee shop for a little bit and shot the shit, and then walked around to a park. He said it was actually the park where they signed their contract with their first record label, Grand Royal, with the lawyers. They had the lawyers meet them there. It was right around the corner from Tim Armstrong's house. So very punk neighborhood over there. We walked, 3, 4, 5 blocks and just talked about the old LA scene and shit that he's seen in his 30 plus years here. Is incredible. You know, you don't get to do that often. I grew up listening to those guys, so that was a really, really fun experience for me.
No kidding. You were just walking 5 blocks and that's how you conducted it?
No. Well, we walked to the park and then sat down.
Okay.
So we just shot the shit personally, and then we got out to the park and, sat down and rested. It was hot. It was a hot day.
Yeah. I've done that before. I've conducted interviews. I've walked to parks with potential interviewee, and yeah, it's kind of difficult to try to maintain the genuine conversation when you start I think like you don't want to kill anything that might come up during the actual interview.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? It's always
no, absolutely.
It's always kind of awkward. Just a little advice. What I usually tell the person is, I might not say a lot right now. I might seem a little awkward. It's just because I'm not trying to bring anything up and kill any genuine stuff that might come up when we start doing the interview. So if I'm acting like a weirdo or whatever, as soon as this shit starts recording, it's all going to be good. But
and then you're not weird, right? Come on.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of weird, what about Corey Feldman, man? Have you seen that shit? We should play that song
it today.
on the fucking podcast.
Everybody was blowing up about it, so I finally, bit the fucking bait and I clicked on it. It doesn't look any worse than any of the fucking Justin Bieber and Kanye West shit. It's all the fucking same. It's no worse or better than half the shit on the radio. Fuck it. Let him do his shit. It's a little weird, but fuck it.
Yeah, dancing around like Michael Jackson. Anyway,
dancing.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Well, you think it's bad taste to play 2 NoFX tracks in the same podcast episode?
No. Play tons of NoFX.
Yeah, because here's the thing, man. I said, we did the podcast last week. Shit got crazy. We did it last Friday. Couldn't end it at all. They came out with another NoFX track. I had already put a NoFX track on the podcast, so I wanted to put that in here. They just released a music video for a song titled Oxymoronic, which is taken from their upcoming album First Ditch Effort. Like I said, we play another track by NoFX in the podcast, but it's NoFX, so we can play 2 of their tracks on one single episode if we damn well choose. And if you don't like it, fuck off, right?
Fuck your laws. I love it.
Yeah. And since we're doing shit a little bit backwards, I'll just tell you what we're going to play. And, after that, it's going to be Green Day, who just made the title track off their upcoming album, Revolution Radio, available to stream. And we were discussing this album on the subsequent podcast. So you'll hear how that pertains as well. And then after that, it's going to be Paul Bearer from Sheer Terror's other band, Joe Coffey. It's a track called Baby's Coming Home Today. And then follow that by The Dead Ramones by Modern Life is War. But first, of course, that new NoFX track. You'll hear Piazza's Drug Admissions later in the show too. But for now, enjoy this brand new episode of Dying Scene Radio. Thanks, Anarcho. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. You know it, man. Let me know if you need anything else, man. I'll send the file in a minute.
All right. Send it on over.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.